Another kind of quick little wake up just to get your body energized in the morning. Great for beginners, great for even seasoned yogis that just want a quick kind of pick me up. And again, you can go back to this at any time you're feeling stressed, just to take just a few minutes to drop in. Today we're going to begin in a child's pose. So for those of you that don't know what that is, you may want to grab a blanket if you want to put the video on pause and make sure you have a blanket handy for today. That would be great. Child's pose is you bring your knees together, you release your hips back towards your heels, and you're going to let your arms either fall in front of you or they can come back by your sides, your hands kind of reaching back by your feet. If this is uncomfortable with knees together, you can also spread your knees wide, keeping your toes together. And again, find the arm position that works for you. If this hurts your knees at all, then having the blanket and maybe rolling it up and placing it behind your heels, that will help to lift your seat up a little bit. So find what works for you. And if this position does not work in your body at all, then you can just come to lie down flat on your belly. So find the position and begin to settle in. You can take some rocks side to side if you'd like. Maybe just kind of moving your hips back and forth. And again, take the time that you need to find the position that you can stay in for just a few moments as we settle in. So I'm going to show you a few variations of what that will look like, but I'm going to stay lifted so that my voice will project into the video. So again, hands can be out in front of you. Maybe your forehead comes down to your mat. If it doesn't quite get there, if this is what your child looks like today, then that's totally okay as well. Maybe you grab one of those props that you have and you just rest your forehead on it, just to take a little bit of the weight off and the pressure off, and you let yourself settle in and sink in. Again, arms can be out in front of you. You could make a little pillow for your forehead, with resting your forehead down on the backs of your hands. Find what works and feels good. If you're laying on your belly, then maybe you do that. You rest the back of your your forehead on the backs of your hands. And then just breathe. As we did yesterday, return to the breath. Feeling and noticing as you fill up, as you inhale, feeling your belly pressing into your thighs or into the mat, feeling your back expand. And then as you exhale, feel that softening, that letting go. Continue to follow the breath. Long, slow inhales. Full and complete exhales. If you want to sigh it out, you can. Letting go of any excess energy that may be building. Letting go of whatever happened before you came into your practice today. Exhaling and just releasing it. Your mind is still wandering and having a hard time staying with your breath and with my voice, then maybe you pull in a little bit of a mantra today. As you inhale, say let. As you exhale, say go. Inhaling let. Exhaling go. And you can continue with that mantra as we move forward in the practice, or you can let it go and continue to follow the breath. If you'd like to take that mental scan of your body as we did in the previous practice, you can do that as well. Inhaling and filling up. Exhaling, softening through the forehead and the space between the brows. Inhaling, filling up, creating space. Exhaling, relaxing your cheeks and your jaw. Inhaling. Exhaling, softening through your torso and your shoulders and your tummy. Inhaling deeply and completely. Exhaling, letting go of any tension in your hips, your legs, your knees, your feet and your ankles, your toes. Letting it all go. Take a couple more breaths, right in that space. Maybe take in a few words. Listen to your inner light. It will guide you. Listen to the inner peace. It will feed you. Listen to the inner love. It will transform you. Sri Chinmoy. Those words, as we move through our practice, we're filling ourselves with self-love. You've shown up for yourself, which is huge. Be proud of yourself for being here. Take one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to lift your hips up. Come into a tabletop position. So maybe your hips are kind of screaming at you. Maybe your knees are screaming at you. If you've been on your belly, then just press yourself up into this tabletop position. You have a neutral spine here, and your shoulders are above your wrists, and your knees are above your hips are above your knees. Your knees are about hips width distance apart. And we're going to take those same kind of cat-cow movements that we did yesterday. On the inhale, drop your belly, lift your head, lift your tail. On your exhale, press into your palms, round through your spine, chin comes towards your chest. Empty it all out. Continue flowing with the breath here. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, rounding through your spine, hollowing out. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the head, lift the tail. Sometimes it can feel good to rock your hips side to side in this cow position. Exhale, press into your palms, rounding through your spine. Maybe you press into your palms and shift your hips back a little bit, coming into a little child's pose, feeling that through your shoulders. So we're moving in a way that feels good in our body. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round everything away. Couple more rounds at your own pace. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more inhale here. And full and complete exhale, letting it all go. Come back to a neutral spine. From here, walk your hands forward about a handprint. We're just going to take some big circles with our hips. So rounding back, around, coming forward. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale as you press the hips back and away from you. We'll take 3 big circles, nice and slow and controlled, feeling into all the spaces in your body. The next time you come forward through center, just reverse those circles, going in the other direction, feeling, noticing what you're feeling, returning to the breath. The next time you come back through center, walk your hands back in, shift your hips back. We're going to come back into that child's pose. And now notice how this might feel a little different than when we started our practice. Fingertips are reaching way out in front of you. And from here, just begin to walk your hands over to the right. And that left hand might come on top of the back of the right hand. So you come into a little side body stretch here. You're feeling this through the left side, through the left rib cage. Coming back through center, slowly walk your hands over to the left. That right hand can come onto the back of the left hand, feeling that stretch through the right side of your body here. Slowly come back through center. Maybe your fingertips reach out in front of you a little bit more. And then slowly press yourself back up into your tabletop position. We're going to do one more thing before we end. On your inhale, extend your right leg back behind you. Keep your toes tucked under so your foot is nice and flexed here and you're feeling a nice stretch through the bottom of the foot. And you can stay right there. Maybe begin to gently rock yourself forward and back. If this is causing any uncomfortable feelings in your knee, you can always take that blanket to pad up your knees. And again, just rocking forward and back, feeling that stretch through the back of the leg. And then pausing in stillness, on the inhale, lift that right leg up behind you and cross it over to the left. So here you can keep your toes tucked under, or you can rest on the top of the foot and begin to look over that left shoulder. Here's where we're getting, again, a nice side body stretch through the right side body. You might be feeling this in your hip again. Just noticing, returning to the breath, breathing into the stretch. And then when you're ready, very slowly release, bring that foot back behind you and then bend through your knee. Maybe rock your hips side to side for a moment. And then when you're ready, extend that left leg back behind you. Keep the toes tucked under. Find that stretch through the bottom of the foot, through the back of the leg. You can take those rocks back and forth if you'd like. Continue to breathe. Notice the sensations. Notice anything else that may be coming up. This is very typical in yoga. Sometimes we'll have emotions come up. That's okay. It's in the coming up of those emotions that we can notice them and acknowledge them and then let them go. Finding stillness, inhale that left leg back behind you and then cross it over to the right, either keeping the toes tucked under, or you can rest the foot on the top of the foot and begin to look over that right shoulder. Slowly release, come back through center, bring that left leg back behind you, and then bend through the knee. Rock your hips side to side one more time. Maybe finding some cracks and creaks and pops in your hips. And then from here, we're just going to release back into that child's pose the way we started. Hips come back towards your heels. You can grab the blanket again if you'd like, and then settle in. And take a few more breaths right here. Finding movement or stillness, whatever feels best for you. And then bring your attention back to these words. Listen to the inner light. It will guide you. Listen to the inner peace. It will feed you. Listen to the inner love. It will transform you. Slowly walk your hands back up. You can sit back on the backs of your heels if you'd like, or maybe release your feet out in front of you, coming into a comfortable cross-leg position. And then closing down through your eyes, let your hands rest in your lap for just a moment to ground yourself back in. Take an inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart once again. Bowing your forehead to your fingertips, connecting head to heart. The light in me honors and deeply bows to the light in each of you. with so much love and gratitude